So good evening and welcome. We're here now to watch this losers qualification game between Scott Gillespie and Craig Waddingham. I'm joined on commentary by Chris Merlin. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Nick.
And I mean, you'll probably have played both of these players over a period of time, wouldn't you?
Yeah, played him quite a few times. I think I've only played Scott once, and maybe Craig 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, both very attacking, quick players, aren't they? They're not dissimilar styles, really.
Yeah, I think Scott's the steadier of the two players, but obviously both very, very talented, and both major winners of tournaments.
Yeah.
So it should be an exciting match.
Scott has been struggling a little bit for form recently. Obviously, he lost his opening match yesterday against Greg Batten, but he's fought his way back through the losers section valiantly and finds himself here in losers qualification. So this obviously the players remaining now in these 8 games in losers qualification. The winners of these will go to join Chris in that final 16 draw tomorrow morning. The winners will be drawn against the losers effectively. So the 8 from the winners section drawn against the 8 from the losers section. They call it something different in the States, don't they? You play, is it the golden seat or something?
They call it the hot seat.
The hot seat.
The hot seat, yeah.
Is that when you play true double elimination right down to the final?
Yeah, that's when you play down to the final, and obviously the 2 winners play each other. That's called the hot seat match.
Yeah.
And then the winner obviously goes through to the final. The runner-up then goes off to play a 2nd and 3rd place playoff to get to the final.
Yeah, I've only been involved in one game that went to double elimination all the way through to the final, and that was the £500 elite tournament that they did in Savannah when Mark Farnsworth played Phil Harrison. Phil Harrison was there with 1 life, and Mark Farnsworth had come through the losing side. And it was, I think they were like races to 17 or something, was it? Or 21 or something? It was big races. And I think the final started at about 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was just sat there thinking to myself, well, this is going to go on till at least 3:30. And there could be another match following it. And it was just, I was just sat there thinking this is going to be a 7 a.m. finish. And we'd been working since like 8 a.m. the day before after a long weekend. It was horrendous. Thankfully, Phil Harrison won. But there were times in that match I was just sat there thinking, please miss Mark. I like Mark, but I just didn't want him to win that one because we were going to be there all night. Anyway, this game's got underway. And
well, this is going to be fun with the old shark rack here.
Yeah. He's going to ask
him to have to mark possibly 2 balls here, both the yellow balls.
You tend to play across it, don't you? You don't necessarily ask for it to be removed. And in all honesty, probably shots like this don't really matter too much, do they? Because it's a he's going to have to play quite a firm shot anyway, isn't he? So
yeah, I prefer just to get on with it. I mean, it only really affects the ball if you roll it very slowly.
Yeah.
But as long as you punch the ball over it, then it'll be fine. Well, Scott's first shot, he had to play a plant and missed it by some way. Well, if this were me, I would definitely be marking the other yellow or the cue ball, just to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, referee Jay thinks he can get that up over the cue ball and over the yellow. It's delicate work.
Yeah, it's not easy being a referee. The players are watching your every single move.
Yeah, for sure. And the camera's on as well.
I actually remember playing a match in the USA, and I asked for the cue ball to be cleaned. And the referee walked up and just picked the cue ball up and started cleaning it. Never even marked it.
And then he went, oh.
I just put it straight back down. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if to laugh, to moan, to cry. I didn't know what to do. Everybody was laughing.
Of course, ultimately, I mean, we're all human, aren't we? It's so easy to make mistakes, and for a referee, I don't envy them their jobs at all because they just have to be on point all the time. And if you're just your mind's wandering for that split second, then suddenly it's gone. Especially, these are a new set of rules to the refs as well. So I mean, I've seen referees go up and pick up the ball and say sort of foul, ball in hand, when of course it's not. It's just a loss of turn shot, and it's like, oh, I just picked up the cue ball.
Yeah, it's just his human error.
Yeah, of course.
Craig's played a good shot here, but he's got to be a little bit careful. The harder he plays his plant, the more chance he has that the red may pop out of the pocket. But he needs to play it hard enough to break the two reds out. I wouldn't play too hard though, because, like I say, it's not an easy shot. He looks like he's playing the snooker, is he?
I think he is. Yeah. That's
Not convinced with that shot, Nick.
No, and it's a little bit out of character for him as well. It's generally a very attacking player, but obviously trying to.
Well, this is no easy opportunity, but if he can pot this, come across and cannon one of the reds, the one that's to the left of the cue ball, then he'll be in prime position.
And for the guys at home, I don't know if anyone was watching, but the end of the Declan Brennan against Shane Thompson game, which was on table 11, if you go across to YouTube and just watch the last couple of frames. In fact, the last couple of shots played by Shane Thompson were just incredible. It's so much fun to watch. So maybe have a look at that. Watch those shots.
Yeah, and another mistake there from Scott. Very unlike him, but it's early days in this match. You expect a few edgy shots early on. I wouldn't expect Craig to miss from here. Got to play a nice little shot up the cushion. Play for the red in the middle after. Looks like he's overhit that a little bit to me.
Yeah, it's just
Needed an angle so he could screw over to be in between both reds. So then you're guaranteed to be on one of them perfect.
Yeah, he's overhit that by a couple of inches.
And now because he underhit the shot before, he's going to have to come twice across now. Or possibly screw up the table in between the yellow and red. Not quite sure if he can hold it. Yeah, he's played a good shot, but all this has come because of that one loose shot into the corner pocket. Yeah. I still expect him to clear up because he's such a great potter.
He needs to cue this well, though.
Yeah, just got to stay down on the shot. Push the cue through straight. No. And that's 3 or 4 chances between them in this first rack.
Yep. So Scott just has the angle here to move the ball on the side rail, do you think?
Well, personally, this isn't something I would normally do, but I think he should pop the yellow in the corner and roll the other yellow down to this bottom left-hand corner where the red is.
Yeah.
Try to pot it, obviously, but you're still going to snooker him.
Yeah.
He could go for the clearance, but I mean the pockets are quite generous on this brand new Supreme pool table.
Yeah.
Mercy Scott pot this yellow. Yeah, I thought so. He was perfect on it.
Yeah, just run through and take out these below the black.
He wants really to leave a nice little angle on the one in the middle, just to push the yellow over the corner. But don't cannon it too hard. Nice and easy.
Yeah.
He may not cannon it, to be honest, but he's got the chance to. That's a good shot there.
Played it nicely.
And that's the reason you cannon that ball slowly, because if he hit that any harder, he was on nothing.
Yeah. Are you an advocate for, he could have, there's an argument he could have easily landed on that, and as you say, the pockets are playing fairly generously. There wasn't a lot that could go wrong with that, but, there is a school of thought that don't move a ball unless you absolutely have to.
Yeah, that was one of them shots where it couldn't possibly go wrong as long as he underhit the shot.
Sure, yeah.
I would have always played that shot.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going to be 1-0 to Scott Gillespie. And Scott will be breaking.
It's a nice clearance, and he'll feel the more settled for it. This would have been a confidence booster for either player winning that frame, wouldn't it? Because both having chances, and now the mindset between the two players. Okay, Scott's made a couple of mistakes, but he's won the frame, so he's not going to care. Craig's going to sit in his chair thinking, that's one that's got away, and I needed that good start against a good player.
Yeah, that was a funny old game, that one. Not often you see both players get 2 chances each, especially in the first rack. There we see some of the sponsors of the tour. This one being the Central Vehicle Leasing event, Aramith Supreme Pool Series.
Yeah. And your good mate as well, PPV Guru.
PPV Guru, Lee. He kept that one quiet.
Yeah, he's one of the sponsors of the event.
Yeah, he's a good guy, Lee. He likes to help out where he can on the pool scene. He sponsored me for a few years. I know he sponsored Darren and Mick many years ago, and also looks after a lot of the Northeast guys. So,
and you'll all be meeting up next week in Catalonia, won't you?
Yeah, he's actually backed me to go to Catalonia. Yeah. So
that's a good event over there, isn't it?
Yeah, very good. Great week of pool.
So let me get this right. There's team events there, but there's also individuals as well, isn't there? There's an invitational, there's an open event. I know that Jordan Shepherd started going across there because, I think the last couple of years it's been, he's had a nice payday from it.
Yeah, I mean, the first 2 years I went, I won both the main events.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, both the 125 events. But yeah, I mean, it's just a great week away.
Yeah, little festival at the pool.
It's cheap enough over there.
Do they have a team event as well? They do, don't they?
They have a three-man team.
Are you in a 3-man?
Yeah. They have mixed doubles. They have singles, a 125 a man, and then the open event.
Yeah.
And also flyers.
Who's your team then?
I don't know. It gets drawn out of a hat.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. So
wow.
For me is the best way.
That's brilliant. So it's a blind 3-man.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
You get 3 people from category A, B, and C.
Brilliant.
So you've always got like a top quality player, and then a good player, and then a guy who likes to just go on holiday, I guess. But look at the split Scots had here. These are sitting ducks.
Oh yeah, I really like that. I've played a kind of blind doubles a couple of times, and it's obviously pot luck to who you get. I mean, there'll be players eyeing up, seeing Chris Melling in the draw there, thinking yes, let's get him in the team.
Yeah, we had a good team last time. I think we lost in the final.
Brilliant.
Good shot there by Scott. A lot of people would have followed that through and played for the yellow in the left-hand corner pocket.
Yeah.
But what Scott's going to do here, he knows that if he played that shot, then it's not easy to get on the next yellow. So he's going to land low on the bottom yellow of the 2. Well, he hasn't played it. I'm very surprised at that. I would have tried to land low and just cannon the red to the cushion.
Yeah.
Then you're perfect on the yellow.
Yeah.
Not much.
He's got the gap, but it's a lot more difficult because that red looms large, doesn't it?
Well,
just above the yellow.
Yeah, it could catch him out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he's on this yellow, so not a bad option.
Yeah, he played it well.
There.
Yeah, I love those festivals, and of course with it being over in Spain as well, it's you get the weather and you can just kind of mix it up with a bit of a holiday as well, can't you? I'm sure there's a good vibe there. Everyone enjoys a couple of beers and.
Yeah, it's very good. Everybody gets together. They have a few beers and play pool, and it's a good get together really.
Yeah.
Needs to be a little bit careful here. Doesn't want to be too short on this yellow. Well, he's going to play it in the top. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Keeping it simple.
Yeah, because if he'd have played for the yellow in the side pocket, then it wouldn't have been an easy shot to get on the black.
Yeah, he got a great angle right up through Scott Gillespie's back elbow. And you see the mechanics of his shot. He's a very, very steady player. You see that pendulum, that arm coming straight back and forward again. He's very solid. I mean, he's a solid lad anyway. He's built like a brick outhouse anyway. But he's very much he punches the ball a lot.
Yeah, for me, he's the best player in Scotland.
Yeah.
Obviously, closely followed by Liam Dunster.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got your Jason Shaws, but obviously Jason doesn't play a lot of English pool.
Yeah.
But for me, them two would be kind of standout in Scotland for me.
Yeah.
Then obviously you've got like your likes of Scott Ross.
Yeah. Mark Boyle as well.
Mark Boyle's definitely up there.
Yeah.
And then you've got other ones like
Well, Jamie.
obviously Jamie, who's come from the professional snooker background.
I mean, he's gone deep in just about every event.
Yeah, he's never going to miss much in Jamie. He's just obviously learning the pattern play of the tournaments, and then we can see some of the matches. Craig Marsh leading 2-0 against Declan Brennan. Ollie Bales beating Neil Raybo, and that could be an upset on the cards.
Could be, yeah.
Jez Graham beating Rob Warren. I actually looked at that and I fancied Jez to win that game.
Yeah, well, Jez is flying because he's just been up the bookies and collected $2.5 grand.
Yeah, he was 6-2 to win. He was 6-4 to win that match.
Darren McVicker 3-0 against Arf and Dad. That's the kind of thing that Darren can do, though.
And Tom Cousins, he's losing 2-0. Could be a few upsets on the cards.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, poor break, Craig there.
Adam Davis is just playing so well at the moment. He's looking on top form.
That wasn't unlucky there by Craig. The cue ball went straight into the middle pocket.
Clint Hanson's currently 2-0 up against Jamie Bennett, and we were just talking about Jamie a second ago.
Well, which ones do you go for here? First look, you'd think the Reds.
You could make a case for yellows, though, couldn't you?
You could.
They've all got a pocket, but the two nearest us in the middle of the table, they're kind of hampered because they only really go to the right-hand side.
Yeah, you could, but for me, you've got to go Reds here. What I want to do, or what I would personally do, is I'd play the red that's on the line, on the bolt line, into the side pocket, then the other red that's at the top, so you're clearing that area.
Yeah.
You play the red in the middle, leave an angle to come down, and just cannon that red and yellow softly. And as soon as you do that, it opens everything up, and the game's there for the taking.
Yeah.
And this is a little practice routine if you're at home. Try and get rid of your problems early.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the key to being a top 8 ball player. Because you see a lot of people leave the last ball that's tough to last, and
it's amazing how many times you see that. You know, when you're playing local league on a Wednesday night and you sat there looking at the table. I mean, I preach it all the time on commentary because, you know, obviously I've heard it many times and I've witnessed it many times. And then I go and play on a Wednesday night and someone's got a ball on the rail or snookered or something or tied up, and you just think you're burying your head in the sand here. You're just leaving it to last and hoping you get a miracle.
Well,
but the thing is, the reason for getting it out early is obviously because there's more balls on the table. You leave yourself more options, don't you?
Yeah, you give yourself a lot more options. But I mean, at that camera angle there, that looks like the red goes into the centre pocket. But he needs to land a good angle on it. He doesn't want to be leaving it to last to get on that ball, that is for sure. He's just looking at it now.
Yeah.
If he'd have left the angle, it would be so much easier because he could have just rolled into the yellow of the two and he would be on the red in the middle. But he's not left the angle. Well, so this could definitely go wrong because I think he's overran this.
Yeah. He was looking to play the one to the right-hand side and then maybe leave the red above the yellow to last.
Yeah, well, this is a prime example where he should have been cannoning that yellow.
Yeah.
Or the red, because he gives himself so many more options.
Yeah.
Where now he could be in a little bit of trouble. What we could see is Scott pot this red, pot the other red in the middle, and play the double on the other red. Because I'm not quite sure how he can get into it and land on it in the same shot. Not easy, whatever he does.
Now, coming from this side, of course, you've got the two yellows to contend with.
Well, he's got to play the double for me. Got to play the double. Pot this. Just screw back about 2 inches, because you need to be low on the red, you don't want to be high on the red. And you can play with a little bit of pace to straighten it up off the cushion when you're doubling the red. Maybe a straight stun shot for the 8 ball. If he goes into it, he's relying on pure luck to land on this ball.
Yeah. Is he looking at screwing back off the rail and coming above it?
For me, that's not the shot. Well, it's never the shot. And we said from the start this was his danger ball.
Yeah, yeah.
And this has all come about by not playing the ball in the middle and going into them.
Yeah, playing that cannon you mentioned early.
He can double this into the corner.
And this epitomises exactly what we were just saying about leaving that problem ball to the last. That's when it can go wrong.
There's a chance here, but his cue ball's going to be going everywhere.
No, it's no good.
Well, he's not left a great deal, but what he has done is left Craig a very, very easy snooker. Just roll the cue ball off the top cushion into the yellow, leaves him absolutely bang in trouble. Is Craig looking at going for this yellow and going for it?
Yeah, I think he is. I was going to say some people would attack from here, but I prefer your option personally. But yeah, kind of at a natural angle to come across for the one on the side rail. He's ever hit that slightly though, wouldn't he?
Yeah, it's a good shot by Craig, but to me, it's not a gimme clearance.
No.
I mean, the 2 yellows below the black, the bottom yellow only goes in the side pocket, so he's got to land on that.
But if he could have drawn the foul with ball in hand, it pretty much is a gimme clearance, isn't it? That's the difference you're saying there.
Well, he's played a strange one there for me as well. I know he's going to go for the yellow in the middle and bring the yellow off the cushion.
Yeah.
But what if he misses the yellow in the middle?
Yeah. Yeah. There's no...
He could have stunned that and just softly stunned into the yellow, which he's closest to, and he'd still be on the yellow in the middle.
Yeah.
Now he's playing the snooker. Why not play that 2 shots previous?
Yeah.
You've just played 2 balls.
Yeah.
And now...
And taking a risk and missing those 2 balls, neither were easy.
And now, if Scott knew that system, what I know from the American pool, he cannot fail to hit this red.
Yeah. And have a decent chance of putting it as well.
He would have a good chance, but even if he hits it, Craig's in trouble.
Yeah, yeah.
Because what happens is the red goes over the corner pocket and blocks the yellow. It's a good shot, that is. Very good. Well, Craig's got a chance of the yellow into the left-hand side pocket, and it's a free shot because he's going to snooker him, I believe, even if he misses it. But you see, if that red had gone maybe an inch over, Craig couldn't really clear up from there then. That's a good shot there.
So, in getting out of that snooker, you would have obviously played that differently, and you would have tried to come at the ball from the open table, come around a couple of cushions.
I'd have come off the top cushion, side cushion, and come into the ball.
Yeah, yeah. Give yourself that extra chance of potting it.
Definitely, yeah. Because what happens if you miss it one way, you're going to hit it the other way.
Yeah.
Obviously, with these rules, you've got to hit a cushion after contact, so you've got to be careful on that, how you come out of the snookers.
Little soft screw now, just to...
Yeah, he's a fantastic cueist is Craig.
Yep.
Cues the ball really nice.
This one's a challenge. I mean, on some pub tables it would be near impossible potting them down the rails, but as we say, on the new cloth and the new balls, plays very generously, so didn't expect him to miss that one, and miss it he doesn't, and it's now 2 frames to 1.
Yeah, what happens is a lot of the shots they go wide when they're playing them, where the natural angle would normally go. It doesn't go on this table because it's brand new.
Yeah.
So you got to be very careful. But got some updates on scores here.
Jez Graham there, 5-0 now against Rob Warren, and Rob will be putting up another status later on, probably if that carries on in that vein. It's Adam Davis 3-0 against Tom Cousins.
Yeah, Rob had a little status. I saw that status on Facebook. It was a right little rant, wasn't it?
He wasn't happy.
Yeah, he was saying it was like 9-ball, and then some guy said, well, why do the same people keep winning?
Yeah.
You know, but there is a lot of luck in 8-ball and 9-ball pool.
Where do you think, which discipline of pool do you think is the most skillful? I mean, bringing in some of the American options as well, like one pocket or banking.
Chinese 8-ball for me is the hardest out of the lot when it comes to 8-ball.
And that's because
it's just the pockets are so tight.
The pockets are tight.
Yeah, and you can't just tap the brake. You've got to have a really good brake.
So people who aren't aware, the Chinese 8-ball is basically played on like a mini snooker table, isn't it? Is a foreshortened snooker table with very tight pockets.
Yeah.
And you use American balls, so you've got the bigger, 2.5 inch, are they?
Yeah, it's a 9-foot snooker table with snooker pockets with American pool balls.
Yeah.
On snooker cloth.
Yeah.
It's very difficult. Well, let's see Scott's break. See if he can control the cue ball.
Now,
no.
Interesting that I spot something there, and we were talking earlier. We did a quick masterclass of the.
Yeah, the cue ball's in the pocket, referee.
We did a masterclass which we will show during the grand final with Chris on breaking, and you mentioned about having the importance of having that cue ball on the bulk line. And interestingly, there watching Scott break, he's got it a couple of inches just behind the line.
Yeah, Scott there, he was aiming right at the bottom of the cue ball as well, which is why it's screwed back up to the corner pocket.
Yeah.
And obviously the balls are coming up the table, so it's going to get kicked that way anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, what a break this is! Look at how easy these are.
Yeah.
I mean, this is just absolute ABC from here. It's all about taking them in the right order, but you pop the top two first, the top one, the one in the middle, the opposite middle, the other two, and then the black in the centre. I mean, this is just ABC. Well, I'll tell you what, if Craig's landed dead straight on this yellow, that is a really poor shot. Because he wanted it to be an angle so the cue ball can go down the table slightly.
Yeah.
So he can pop the yellow in the centre.
He's going to have to screw back now, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he can drop this in dead weight.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to run too far. Really needs to be short rather than too far here. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Just got to be a little bit careful, because like I said, these tables do respond quickly. The option he has got is, if he lands awkward, is he could pot the yellow. I mean, he's perfect there. And just roll it in and flick the red.
Yeah.
I was going to say the option he had, if he landed awkward, he could have screwed the cue ball off 3 cushions and played the 8-ball in the same pocket.
Yeah.
But he's landed nice.
So back at honours even. 2 frames apiece.
Both players scratched on the break as well. One in the centre, one in the corner. Scott's was a little bit more unlucky than Craig's. Craig's flew straight into the centre pocket.
Craig Marsh is 3-2 against Declan Brennan. Neil Rayburn has evened things up. He's 3 each with Oli Bell. I'm sure you would have crossed swords with Oli Bale in the past, wouldn't you? He's been around for years.
Yeah, we used to have some good fun with Oli, because he represented Wales.
Yeah.
And he used to have this, I can't remember what car it was. It was like a little sports car. And he used to have his name on it, and his nickname was the Bullet, and I think it still is the Bullet.
It is the Bullet, yeah.
But Mick and Darren used to call him the Pellet. And we just used to take the mickey all the time, but it was just good fun. No harm intended.
Well, nowadays, Oli's got a nephew called Sonny Bell, who also plays pool. He's not a bad pool player.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And they call him the Pellet. They call him the Pellet now after Oli. Brilliant.
Yeah, he's
the name sticks.
Dangerous player, is Oli.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
And then another one who can put 5 or 6 racks on you in a breath. Very quick player.
Yeah. He put quite a beating on Scott Gillespie a couple of events ago in the first round. He's he's so quick around the table that suddenly a few frames are gone. Incidentally, probably one of the best one-handed players. Well, I'll put it out there. Probably one of the best one-handed players in the world. Certainly in this country. I mean,
I actually played him one-handed at snooker and down in Swindon.
Yeah.
And I beat him, and they were quite surprised.
Yeah, I'll bet.
The thing is, when you're playing pool or snooker, you're actually only really using one hand.
Yeah. I think he had an 87 break once on a snooker table, one-handed.
Yeah, he can certainly play, that's for sure.
I've seen him reel off 3 or 4, 5 racks in a row, just break dishing one-handed. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy to watch. There's some videos on YouTube which you can watch of him doing it one-handed. It's crazy. And I've seen people put challenges up on Facebook saying, I'm the best player one-handed, I'll take on anybody for money, and then someone pops up and says, Oli Bale will play you, and then suddenly they just shrink when everyone goes. There's about 18 people saying Oli Bale will play you, and they're all like, well, maybe I won't play then.
I'll tell you what, that's a great shot there by Craig. Brilliant shot.
Yeah.
Still has to be a little bit careful. This red that's below the 8 ball could be causing some issues. Again, it's all about pattern play here.
Decent showing. Talking about Oli, I mean, it's a decent showing for the West Country boys this weekend. Still in action, Darren McVicker, of course, up from Plymouth, playing half and daddies, 5-2 up. And of course, in that already in that winners' qualification is Shane Thompson, come up from the Bridgewater area, and also Jez Graham is 5-1 up against Rob Warner, and he's also from the Plymouth area. So there's still a decent showing.
And this is where he needs to be really carefully on this red, because the harder he hits this, it could actually hit the yellow, believe it or not, after contacting the red, because it jumps back. He's got to make sure he over-hits this shot. There you see.
Yeah.
You see how it's jumped back there? That would never happen on a normal pool table. But because it's brand new, and I'll tell you what, he's had an absolute touch and a half there.
To an extent, he's got away with it.
He's had an unbelievable touch. And the reason being is he can stop that cue ball dead.
And play the red
and he's
too,
got the gap.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not a gimme, but, I mean, look at that.
I know. But from what could have been, I mean, if he does win this frame, he needs to put his hand up there, doesn't he?
Definitely. I mean, if he's got any kind of angle on that red, he's in a little bit of trouble. Well, he's looking at going below it. That can't be the shot.
No. Surely he can hold that gap. He's having a look at it again now.
I'm just wondering if you can actually manipulate the cue ball and like stun run it into the yellow.
Yeah, yeah.
I think he's going to stop it dead. I think he's got to really.
Yeah.
And that's perfect. He just stunned it back a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's perfect.
Looks good. There you go. Great camera angle. You can see straight through to the potting angle.
The problem with this is if he needs to bend it slightly, he can't hit the ball hard.
Yeah.
And he could end up snooking himself.
So he's going to look at coming around 2 cushions.
Great shot.
Back into open play for this simple black.
Need that to pull up.
Yeah, it's fine. Really
good clearance, but very fortunate.
Yeah. From 2-0 down, it's now 3-2 ahead. And as you say, a little touch of luck in the middle of that one, but we all need it.
Well, you always need the run of the ball, that's for sure. And then we can see all the sponsors in the background there. Aramith, Central Vehicle Leasing, the Shark Rack,
Yep.
Strong Cloth, Liberty Games, PPV Guru, Lee Olsworth, and Sovereign Snooker Services. I think they're from Blackburn, are they? Sovereign Snooker Services?
I think so.
Blackpool or Blackburn, I think.
There's Craig Marsh has won another frame there. They're 4-2 up against Declan, and Declan was when the book opened with the bookie, he was an outright favourite. I think Phil Harrison and Liam Dunster, Tom Cousins were ahead of him, but after a few of the Irish had piled onto him, he was standalone favourite at 6-1 for the event, and he's very much at risk. He's certainly good enough to come back, and Craig Marsh, by his own admission, is very, very much out of form at the moment, but he's finding some form when it counts.
Yeah, you can never count Craig out. He's a former world champion, obviously very dangerous player.
Yeah, yeah.
And as we said that, it's 4-3.
Adam Davis and Tom Cousins must be in some kind of gritty frame there. It's still 3-0. It's been 3-0 for a while.
Needs to control this cue ball, does Scott. And again, it's going in the direction of that corner pocket.
It's quite a short. When you compare that to your swing, when you're breaking it, it's quite a short, sharp. It generates quite a bit of power, but it could probably generate more with a slightly bigger backswing and maybe putting that cue ball just on the bulk line. Do you think?
Yeah, possibly.
But then maybe he thinks he loses control a bit.
Yeah, that can be a thing that happens. Is because you're not used to it, you lose control. But at first glance here, these are really nice for Scott.
Yeah.
You take the red over the yellow over the top right hand corner. First shot. Well, he's not. I'm very surprised with this. He could have put the one over the corner, then played that shot, and the natural angle is to pot the yellow in the centre and run down to the right hand side, and both these yellows go in this left hand corner pocket.
Yeah.
That would have, and one of them goes in the side pocket. So I mean that would have definitely been the option for me. Because if you look at the position now, he's absolutely perfect on the yellow in the middle.
Yeah.
But now he's going to pot the other one.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now he's short.
And now he's short of pace, and
I mean, I know what he's going to do. He's just going to stop this in, and then he's going to play the long yellow. But
I mean, as always, there's more than one way to skin a cat. But there is an optimal. I mean, we talk about patterns, and there is always a more natural path, and it's finding that natural path, and that's the beauty of really good pattern play. It's connecting the dots, isn't it?
Well, if you're going to watch anybody with pattern play, just watch Mick Hill.
Yeah.
Mick, just his patterns are as good as anybody that's ever played the game.
Yeah.
You know, and you never see him pull out a crazy shot. It's always, in control.
Yeah.
Scott needs to be a little bit careful here. He's gone away from it, and this is missable now. And all this has come about by playing that wrong shot first shot.
Yeah.
It was physically impossible to go wrong the other way. Needs to cue this nice. Nope.
And he's put himself
You
under
see
that
him move
pressure.
on the shot.
Yeah.
He was up on the shot quickly there.
And that was just the pressure of the occasion, wasn't it?
One choice of shot. That's what that was.
Yep.
Yeah, and he's slightly been lucky, because if that yellow hadn't have gone in front of the red, these were all easy. Good shot there by Craig, and it was
nice.
a really good shot, because he had to be careful not to leave any kind of yellow, because he could play yellow into the red, and it's a perfect combination, I think, into the corner, or it can be made. I'll tell you what, he's in trouble here. He's in big trouble.
Yeah, the thing is, there's nowhere safe on the table, is there?
No, he's going to have to play two cushions, and it looks like he's hitting the. Yeah, I was going to say, it looks like he's hitting the right hand cushion.
Yeah, he's gone around the lot, and that's ball in hand, and they're on the table. So that makes it easy now, because Craig can just take out this one difficult red, and should be clearing from here.
Yeah, Craig won't miss these.
And Scott, from being 2-0 up, is now in danger of going 4-2 behind.
Well, that's not
Slightly
his
hampered,
greatest
isn't it?
shot. Yeah, I mean, surely you play to cannon the yellow, or cannon the eight ball's a better shot.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't play to go in between them. But he's such a good shot maker that this won't bother Craig.
Always made it slightly bit easier when you can punch them as well, and sort of punch them with the
Yeah,
confidence.
needs to take the red over the top left-hand corner here. Come down and land straight on the red into the right-hand corner and stop the cue ball dead. That's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
That's a lovely shot.
In turn, that'll open the other red for the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
He's going to leave the red over the middle to last. That connects to the 8 ball.
And this shows, his pattern play. He's picking exactly the shot, isn't he? Some people would have been tempted to take that red over the left. Having to dig down into this.
Yeah, didn't play the best shot there.
No,
I felt he could have nipped that back a little bit. Well, he's played a good shot there, really good shot. That wasn't as easy as it looked. Imparting any kind of side spin there, he could have missed that ball. Well, this is 4-2.
It's a classy clearance.
Yeah, it's like you say, Scott's just not himself at the minute.
You can see that Craig's just picked up the pace a little bit there as well, hasn't he? Those last few shots, you can physically see the confidence ebbing into him.
Well, if you're struggling with confidence, this game can punish you. It's an easy game when you're playing well.
Yeah.
And when you're struggling, it's very tough.
Arfin fighting back. He's now trading 5-3 against Darren McVicker. Arfin, a good friend of yours here?
Yeah, very good friend. We practice together sometimes. And for the first time in Arfan's life, he's actually listened to me. He was struggling with the break. He's been struggling a long time with the break. If you watch him break, his cue ball nearly goes in the side pocket every single break. And I showed him the other day at home. I said, listen, what you're doing is you're putting the cue ball too close to the top cushion. So when you try to generate a lot of power, you're using your shoulder. So put the cue ball next to the bolt line, pull your hand to the back of the cue, and push through the cue more. Yeah. That'll generate more power, and you'll control the cue ball better. Yesterday he won the match. His exact words to me was, "Thanks for showing me that break. I've never broke as well." And I actually watched his last match, what he lost to Jimmy Croxton, and he controlled the break great in that game as well.
Yeah. And Craig showing exactly what you were talking about there, putting that ball on the bulk line. It's a very different break to what you see from Scott. Scott's is more compact and not such a big backswing. Craig's got the ball on the line, and it's a big pullback and release of power.
Yeah, Craig generates a lot of power on the break as well, and that's all because of the distance from hand to ball. I mean, look at this break here. I mean, how on earth do you miss these? He's just got to play one accurate shot, and that's the cannon onto the 8 ball. What he doesn't want to do is pot this red, cannon the 8, and run through to the side cushion and land behind the yellow. He'd be better off here playing for the red that's at the top of the table on its own. It's a nice little soft stun shot into the 8 ball. Well, if he's on that red, he's perfect. But it would have been better playing the red at the top of the table first. That's why I would have stunned it, so you're straighter on the red. All of a sudden, there's a little bit of pressure now on this red ball. I'll still expect him to knock it in.
Wow.
And why has he hit that ball so hard? There's no way that could have hung up if he hit the ball slowly. No way whatsoever.
And that's given.
What do you do, Nick? Do you stun the yellow out and push the yellow away up the cushion and stick the cue ball in behind the two red yellows? And it's well, that's unbelievably hard to get out of.
Yeah.
I think you've got to.
I think he has to. Yeah.
And also, if you get the chance, you could pop the yellow onto the red, which in these rules is illegal shot. It's just loss of turn.
Yeah.
Screw the white up the table in behind the 8. I'm just wondering if you can play the yellow onto the red here and screw back and snook him behind the other yellow. He can.
Looks like that's what he's doing.
He's probably trying to pop both balls, to be honest here.
Yeah,
Great shot.
if it drops, it's fine. If it doesn't drop, well,
Yep.
it's just lost a turn, and Scott has to play the ball from where it lies.
And he'll be definitely playing a snooker at some point in this rack. Just drop the yellow in, come off the side cushion below the 8 ball, punch the yellow off the side cushion.
You wouldn't be looking at maybe potting the one that's nearest that right and trying to open everything up?
No,
No?
what you do here, Nick, is you make sure that you push the yellow out enough to stop him coming off the top cushion like that.
Yeah.
A lot of people might have just played the snooker there, where Scott's played it in a way that, well,
Yeah.
he needed to hit it a little bit harder, but, I mean, this is miracle stuff to get out of this snooker. I think I'd struggle with this one, Nick.
Yeah, this is. I mean, can you play the top cushion with loads of right hand side? Just
I don't think
to
he can
straighten
get
it?
there. Yeah, the only option I can see is he's got to bend it like this and just miss the middle pocket,
yeah,
and it'll slide past the yellow.
yeah.
This will be an unbelievable shot if he hits this. What
Oh
a
my
shot!
goodness me!
Oh,
that
how unlucky is that?
So unlucky.
What a shot he's played there. I mean, that was just unbelievable.
What a brilliant effort.
Let's have a look again. Look at the bend on this.
Oh,
He's so unlucky not to hit that ball. And he's in trouble even if he hits it.
yeah, but he's
I
missed
mean,
it by
what
a
a great,
hair,
what
hasn't
a
he?
great shot that would have been. Well, I don't agree with this. I don't agree with this. I can't agree with that.
No, why would
He
you
had
not
ball in
attack?
hand. He could have put the yellow down the cushion next
Yeah,
to the red.
yeah.
Screw back, played the yellow in the middle, break them out, and it's over.
Yeah, yeah. Is that?
Well, for me, this could go in if he can get enough on it. Because now he hit it. It's the same shot. Just got to hit it a little bit softer. Can you believe that? You could sit there and give anybody in the world 1 million to 1 for that to happen. That would never happen. Never. That is unbelievable. I don't think I've ever seen that.
No, that's crazy.
And he's playing the snooker again. I tell you what, he's going to get it eventually. And if you remember, I did this against Darren Appleton.
Yeah, I do
And
remember.
I said to him, if you keep snookering me, I'll pot you eventually. And I did.
I do remember.
Will you give me 1 million to 1 in him scratching again in the corner?
Surely not. Surely not.
The chances are he'd probably hit the 8 ball here because he'll adjust too much.
Yeah.
Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Brilliant shot that was.
Had to get there eventually. Almost deserved to pot it, didn't he? I mean, it's just.
Yeah, now obviously Scott can clear up, but he's got the yellow on the cushion still.
Yeah, he's under pressure. Yeah,
Which is why I would have got rid of it.
Yeah. It's a pressure clearance now.
I still expect Scott to clear up, and he's a great cueist.
I know that Mark Farnsworth is playing Ben Davis in the King of the Hill today, and the latest score on that one that I heard of was Mark Farnsworth is 19-17 ahead. It's been nip and tuck all the way, really close. In fact, it's just gone 19 each.
Yeah, that's a tough one to call.
Yeah, really.
On paper, I would say that Mark's a favourite.
Yeah, but home
But
advantage
home
for Ben.
advantage to
Yeah.
Ding,
Yep.
as he's called.
Ding Davis, yeah. And a quality player as well.
Well, that could have jumped out with that pace. I have seen them pop out.
So a test of queuing, and he's missed one or two not unsimilar shots.
Is he going to go full-blooded, or is he going to screw it back slightly? They give himself a bit of insurance. Great shot there by Scott, full-blooded. Best way to play that shot if you're going for it. Give it everything.
Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I want to just explore that a little bit with you. I mean, there'll be a lot of players at home who are club players and, league players. And you often see those kind of shots when you were just saying a second ago about does he go full-blooded, does he just screw back and just leave that little level of insurance? But when you I often see people when they're going for a tough shot, and they play it in such a way that they'll leave the cue ball safe just in case they miss it. But as soon as you do that, you're adding a level of uncertainty. You're adding a level of unconfidence so you just have to go for them full-blooded, don't you?
Yeah, what you're doing in situations like that is you're actually thinking to yourself that you're going to miss.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you're thinking you're going to miss, you will miss.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so my advice to anybody who is thinking that is just try to get it out of your head.
Yeah.
You know, you just, whatever you need to do to get it out of your head,
Yeah.
whether that be more practice, more tournaments, playing that same shot over and over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, because when you practice, you should be really practicing things that you're not very good at.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's no good practicing potting 100 balls in a row if
Yeah,
you're a
yeah,
great
yeah,
potter.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not achieving anything.
Yeah.
You've got to
Yeah.
practice your weaknesses.
Yeah, I think that's a really good lesson for people. That, just go at them full-blooded, and as soon as you add that level of uncertainty in your mind, then that will transfer into your back arm, and
Yeah,
and
also
that's when you
when
start missing.
yeah, also when you're practicing, you've got to practice like you're playing a match.
Yeah,
It's no good like going for everything, but
yeah,
he's got. You see there, it's about 2 or 3 inches from
Yeah,
the line,
yeah.
and it's gone very close to the top right-hand corner on both his last 2 breaks. Well, that's a better break, straight up the middle of the table
Yeah,
there.
yeah,
And I tell you what, he's been a little bit unlucky.
yeah. That big cluster now. It's
He's okay. He can pot the yellow in the middle, pot the yellow in the corner, and break out the red and yellow. These are the one that's going to cause him the most bother here. You see, he's breaking again straight up the middle of the table. Very good break there from Scott. Controlled that nicely.
much better timing.
The yellow that could cause Scott a lot of bother is the one near the 8 ball, believe it or not.
Is it because it doesn't connect with anything?
Well, it's just in a little awkward position
Yeah.
because if he lands on the left-hand side of it, how does he get on the black? If he
Yeah.
lands on the right-hand side of it, he's got to be perfect on it.
Yeah.
Good shot there by...
And he's going to have to
Scott.
travel from the top of the table to get on it. That's the other
Yeah,
issue. If there was a ball in the middle of the table that connected with it, it would make it that much easier. But
He doesn't want to leave it to last, in my opinion.
yeah,
You know, if you can leave a ball over the pocket, or get a ball near a pocket, and then get on this yellow near the black, then that would be helpful. What you'll see sometimes with a lot of players is they'll pot these 4 yellows now at the top of the table, leave the yellow next to the 8 ball, and if they don't land perfect, then they're virtually dead in the frame. Scott may have to drop this yellow in dead weight, because I'm not sure the yellow in the middle of the 3 goes in the centre pocket. He certainly needs to make sure he's got some kind of shot. Yeah, that's he took his medicine there. That's a clever little shot. Didn't want to force that ball too much.
the Irish will be disappointed to see that Declan's trailing 6-4. But the Welsh will be happy. No Raybone's now 5-3 up against Odie Bell. Jez Graham 6-2 against Rob Warren. Darren McVicker and Arfin Dad now 5 each. Arfin really battling back. I think it was
Wow, he's
4-1.
over at this by some distance.
Hasn't he ever?
Yeah, it's not a bad shot what he played, but you know, you've got to wonder it that more than over it. And now he's definitely got to take the right hand yellow of the 2 at the top of the table. Unless this clips in, it may clip in, but he's relying on pure luck to get on a yellow here. And if it's that thin, it could end up hitting the red, and the red could go up the table in front of the yellows. There you go.
The black and the white, everything. Oh dear.
Oh, there we see Scott lose his
Emotions
temper.
running high, yeah. Punching the table. I mean, and that's not frustration that the black's gone in. That's
No, it's frustration
at
that
himself.
Yeah,
that
it's
he's
frustration
run out of
that he
position.
ran out of position.
Yeah, let's just be clear there that he's not thinking how unlucky am I. He's just annoyed with himself so much that he's ran out of position, and that's ultimately costing the frame.
Yeah,
and that was a massive frame on the
he's
comeback
had a few
as well.
good opportunities there where he's
Yeah.
run out of position, but
That was huge.
it's not an easy table to play on, and positional wise.
Tom Cousins trading 5-1 to Adam Davis. Gareth Hibbett's on the hill against Darren Collison. That's Darren Collison's first event in the Supreme Series, and he's had a really good showing getting himself to losers qualification. James Graham now on the hill against Rob Warren.
Adam Davis 5-1 up on Tom Cousins.
Yeah.
Battle of the former world champions.
Yeah, yeah.
Half and Dad 5-all. Comeback.
Yeah,
the
wasn't he?
Comeback king.
4-1 down, wasn't he?
I think it was 5-1, wasn't
5-1,
it?
yeah, I think you're right. So all of these players obviously coming through the losing side, but they won't care. They just need to win their match, and they will be in the last 16. Already waiting for them in the last 16, Mark Boyle, Steve Petty, Phil Harrison, Shane Thompson, Sean Chipperfield, Dave Fernandez, Jimmy Croxton, and the man to my left, Chris Melling.
Very lucky there, Craig. It was...
Cue ball was tracking
wasn't
towards
a good
that.
break. His cue ball was all over the place, and
Yeah.
it was going straight in the top left-hand corner. And to top it off, Scott was sat right behind it. And look how easy these have come out here. You've got to feel for Scott, because he's always had something to do
Yeah.
with the balls. They've never been really easy.
Gareth Hibbett's through into the last 16. And that will frustrate Scott even more. He would have already been boiling over at that mistake he made, and it just kind of compounds the frustration when your opponent gets a little bit of fortune off the next frame.
Craig's got to be very careful though, because he's got on good on this yellow near the black. That will be his last ball. But he's played a bit of a poor one there when he potted the ball up the cushion. If he landed on this yellow in the centre pocket, this would have been a quite simple clearance. But now, unless that yellow passes the red, it's just become a bit more difficult. Well, he must pass the red because he's perfect on it. But again, he's got to play a good shot on his last yellow, on his second to last yellow, should I say, to get on his last yellow.
Just looking to leave the right angle just to stun down that left side of the table.
Yeah, just wants to come above the middle pocket and just slide down nice and easy. Well, that's a terrible shot. That is a terrible, terrible shot.
He's trying to force it across the check side to try and get that angle, try and force that angle that he was looking for.
Well, one thing Craig does have is a hell of a lot of cue power.
Yeah.
And for me, he's going to have to use it right here now. This will be a good shot if he can get on the yellow.
Oh,
Well, he's on it, but
how does he hold for the black?
I'm not sure he can. He's going to swing this.
He has to come around too, doesn't he?
Well, he's got two options. He can either swing it off two cushions and get somewhere in the middle of the table. Well, I'm not sure what the referee's going to do here.
No, I think if I was a ref, I'd just say, can you play it, please? Because the rack, at the pace he's got to play the shot, the rack's going to have no bearing on the shot whatsoever.
No, not at all.
So it's just Craig probably just being a bit ultra careful here.
Well, he doesn't know which one to move.
Well,
Well, if he moves that, they're all going to move.
yeah.
There's no point in even touching that rack.
He has to try and move the yellow, doesn't he? Get
I wouldn't even be moving it. I'd just say carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, play it, please.
He needs to put the marker in between the red and the
red
yellow.
And the yellow, and mark the yellow.
From inside the middle of the rack.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. But
Well, he deserves a round of applause after this if he doesn't move one of them.
I'm absolutely with you. I just say to the player, look, it's really going to have no bearing on the shot, so please play.
Yeah, I mean, he's just one of them. Half and Dad's taking the lead.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tom Cousins has pulled another one back, look. He's 5-2 now.
Yeah, Tom's never out of it. He's one of them players who can run racks for fun.
Clint's on the hill against Jamie Burnett. Scotsman in danger.
Neil 6-4 against Ollie Bale.
And Craig Marsh on the hill, the Irishman Declan Brennan at risk.
Yeah, Craig's a fiery character when things aren't going right.
Isn't he ever?
He doesn't mind showing his emotions.
He's been pretty chilled this week, actually.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
think
a good guy.
I don't think he's taken himself to. I mean, we watched him and he didn't play particularly well the other day, and I think it's almost an expectation thing because Craig expects a lot from himself, but he knows he's not been practicing. I think he's got a few things going on in his life at the moment which are making things difficult. So I don't think he came in with any expectations. So
sometimes that's a good thing.
Exactly, yeah. And then you don't beat yourself up, do you? You just think, it's not going well. I didn't expect it to go well. And you don't get wound up. It's when you have that expectation of brilliance and you don't meet your expectation that you get that frustration.
Well, he's done a good job here as a referee. Let's hope he remembers where the yellow went. Well, he's done a very good job here.
Yeah.
Well, the two options Craig's got is pot the yellow with a lot of right-hand spin. He doesn't want to screw it because it could go in off. And the other option is to top it with a lot of spin round the back of the reds. But I think the harder he has to hit this ball, the less chance he's got of getting on it. It's so tough to just like drag this in though. Can he screw it in, I'm wondering? Can't quite tell from this angle. Yeah, that was the problem.
Yeah, got caught.
He had to play it with spin rather than screwing it, and that is exactly the problem.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if this goes in. Double, straight in the opposite middle.
Yeah.
And the cue ball in the right-hand corner.
Chris has called it.
Well, if he pots the black in the right-hand middle, that cue ball will be close to the right-hand corner.
Hit it much too thick.
Yeah, if he'd have hit that hard, that would have been close to doubling, because it wouldn't have taken that line.
Yeah.
And now Scott has another chance. Wants to play for the red in the top right-hand corner and screw the red off the cushion. Not an easy chance, but a chance.
And he's being gifted these opportunities from Craig, isn't he?
Yeah, he's had his opportunities. He's just not taken them. Good shot there by Scott. Nice angle now to develop the reds. And the reason he's played a good shot there is because the reds come below the centre pocket. So when he develops these two reds, he'll be on that red guaranteed. Well, he might not be playing it that slow. Oh, he's just on it. Good shot there from Scott. Played it nicely.
Of course, if he can complete this clearance, which you fully expect him to, then he's back on break as well, isn't he? This could be his break in the next.
Yeah, and he's not really been kind of in the match for the last few racks.
But he's in it somehow.
Again, he's missed a few opportunities, but I mean, we all make them mistakes. And that's a good shot there. Nicely in position. Five, 4, game on. And I'll tell you what, Scott will be delighted to be 5-4 down.
You've got a new fan.
Yeah, I think I'm taking over Mick Hill apparently.
You've got a new fan. Adam Kirk was messaging me this morning, and he said, "That Chris Melling's some player, isn't he?" I said, is he your new pin-up boy? And he said, no. And then he went,
Thank God for that.
and then he went, well, maybe. I put the idea in his head, and then he said, do you know what I think he is?
You've stitched me up, Nick. That's it now.
I said, do you want
You're getting deleted.
I said, do you want some posters? he's starting to pin them up around his bedroom, apparently.
Yeah, I'd just like to say congratulations to Mick and his missus, Kathy, expecting a baby.
Are they? Wow.
They are,
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome. Does Adam know that? I mean, that's probably why he's upset.
Yeah, quite possibly.
That him and Mick have not had a baby together. That could be it.
And it's, I believe it's Scott's break.
Yeah.
Needs to control his cue ball. Back in the match now. Oh, what a break. What a break. Deserves everything here.
And got nothing.
That is unbelievable. That was the best break of the match. And the cue ball was coming to a stop. It just got kicked away. I mean, that's just...
He got
that's
some
unbelievably
serious
unlucky.
power into that, didn't he?
Well, I think he put a bit of anger into that one.
Yeah.
That is very, very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Because if Craig now pots the other red over the corner, and cannons the red over the centre pocket, this rack's over. This is the only red that can save Scott in this rack. He could end up hitting it a little bit too hard, or missing it completely. Or hitting it like that. And that's as good as he could have landed. He wants to take the other red in the centre here, I believe. Oh, he's going for a different one. It wouldn't be my way. Put the red in the opposite middle, then this one. Then the red that's closest to the black, stun through the gap. It looks like he's going to leave that one to last. Well, he should still get these. He's going to stun through the gap here with yellows. Oh, that's a bad shot if he's not on that. Is he on it? Can't quite see from the angle, but looks like he's on it straight down on the shot. One good positional shot here, and he's going to take a 6-4 lead. Oof, that is terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if he got a kick there, but that is terrible.
Almost felt like he decelerated on it, didn't it?
Yeah, this is a table plate making things like this happen because it's so soft on the cushions. So the harder he hits that shot, the cue ball would have gone more to the right hand cushion. But it's such a great shot, Mick. I mean, this is probably like a hanger for Craig. And he's under it, that one. But after potting that one, you would expect him to knock this 8-ball in.
Yeah. Lovely.
Great shot there by Craig. Potted a couple of great shots in that run out.
And just ask the referee if he can step away for a bathroom break, and that's what he does. And Craig Marsh has beaten Declan Brennan 8-5.
Big break by Craig there, but look at the difference. Not left anything easy, unlike what Craig's break was.
He's got an opener, but yeah, this.
Well, he's got a few opportunities. Obviously, there's a yellow on the right cushion that's tied up.
Yeah.
A yellow on the left cushion. But what he does have is 2 balls over both centres that can bring both them balls out.
Yeah. Yeah.
He needs to get on them early, though. Ooh.
Yeah.
I think the table's just pulled into the right there. He's got to play if he can pop the yellow in the corner here,
the one
to the left of the black,
yeah.
He's got to play it now.
I think he can, yeah. It looks like he can get through the potting angle.
He's got to play it because he will be guaranteed an angle on one of the yellows in the middle.
Yeah, yeah.
He's got no option. He's got to play it. Because if he doesn't, I can't see him running out. Well, he's taken his extension, but what's he thinking? He can't pop one of these yellows over the middle. He's banging trouble if he does. Well, is he on this? Is he on this good?
Yeah, it looks like he's got the angle.
Well, he does. He needs to hit this half ball and doesn't want to stick to the red.
This could go wrong. Oh,
yes, he's rushed
it. Yeah, he did
rushed it.
You can see the frustration bubbling over.
Yeah, he's frustrated because he knows he's missed a few opportunities, but
every time he gets close,
he's just not getting much luck on the break either. You know, he's such a great player, but if you're not getting the easy opportunities, then this game can punish you.
And we talked a moment ago about, you know, expectations, and Scott does have high expectations for himself, and that's why this frustration is bubbling over. He's sat there shaking his head.
Well, if this were me, I'd be playing this red in the corner and potting Scott's yellow over the middle, because then he can't break the yellow out easy.
Yeah.
It looks like Craig's going gung-ho here.
He's got his eye on the clearance, hasn't he?
Not quite sure where, but I mean, there's no point covering the pocket, because all Scott will do is just pop the yellow onto the red. I'm not quite sure what Craig has seen here. Can he double the red? That could be a good option. Oh, very unfortunate. And now Scott has a glorious chance here. Still needs to play a couple of clever little shots. He's got to get rid of these 2 yellows at the top of the table, first 2 shots. And then leave an angle on the yellow in the middle. Preferably, he'd love to be on the yellow in the corner to break it out. But I'm not quite sure he can get in that position. Well, he can break out now, that's even better. What? Oh, nice little nudge there. Couldn't have had a better nudge if he tried.
No.
But he deserves one. He's had some bad form. He deserves a little bit of luck in this match.
And
oh, he thought he'd miss that one.
Yeah. There's been a few moments in this match where you just thought that there's no chance that Scott Gillespie can win it, but somehow he's still very much in it. He's still fighting away.
Yeah, he wants to cut this yellow in and go off 2 cushions, or roughly up towards both yellows. Needs that to slow up. Needs that to slow up. Oof, he's had a good roll there. He would have been on the yellow in the middle, but
yeah.
I mean, now what do you do? You've got to play the yellow in the corner and play the other yellow in the same pocket.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you under-hit that, the reason you should under-hit that shot is you're always going to be on the yellow in the corner for a start, but he could be on the yellow in the middle or the opposite corner.
Opposite corner, yeah.
He's over at
overhit
this
that
one.
yeah.
He likes using these cushions. But
So you can just go with left-hand side, 2 cushions, and then across somewhere by the right middle bag.
just spin it with a bit of left-hand spin. No screw, just a touch of left-hand spin. This is good. This is very good.
Yeah.
We could be looking at a 7-all game here.
Yeah, we really could.
I just get the feeling that Scott's fighting with himself in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
You know, he's obviously, to me, he looks like he's got a little bit of doubt in his game.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we all go through it. I've gone through it. Damn it, Vicar 7-6 now and a half.
Craig Marsh already through against Declan Brennan. Neil Rayburn on the hill there. 7-5. Only bad at risk. Jez Graham already through against Rob Warren. Adam Davis on the hill against Tom Cousins, 7-4. Clint Hanson is through against Jamie Burnett, and Gareth Hibbert, we already know, is through against Darren Collinson. So that right-hand side of the last 16 is starting to shape up. 4 players have already found their way. 4 matches still to settle today before we call it a day and we reconvene here tomorrow. It's going to be 11 AM to start tomorrow. We'll do the draw around about 10:30. So
It's a draw tomorrow, is it, Nick?
the draw's in the morning, yeah. It'll be just after 10 o'clock, between 10 and 10:30.
Yeah, there'll be some tasty matches, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gareth Hibbert, former world champion. He's in the losers section, but he's got through, so he's going to be playing one of the top boys. Marsh, another one.
Yeah. I mean, Marshy's head was in the bin the other day. I mean, he was literally, he said, he came off the table and just said, I almost went and saw the bookie and backed my opponent before I started because I had no expectations, and here he finds himself in the last 16.
Well, Scott's been lucky, unlucky and lucky.
Yeah, yeah.
The reason he's been lucky is he was virtually scratching in the corner. Then he's been lucky that he's on the yellow. Sorry, he's been unlucky that he's on the yellow. The yellow's gone safe on the right hand side of the table, but then he's been lucky that the other yellow's come up and he can play it off the red.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that switched about 3 times in that break. I don't know if he's seen the shot, but he will have done, knowing somebody like Scott. Needs it to roll. Oh, that's a poor shot.
Good.
That is so poor. And the first thing, whenever you teach somebody how to play, is there is always a case for under-hitting a shot or over-hitting a shot.
Yeah.
And that is a case of always over-hitting
Yeah.
the shot.
There was a big margin for error, wasn't there?
Listen, he could have overrun that by 3 feet and still been perfect.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know, preferably, I would have wanted to be on these 3 yellows at the bottom.
Yeah.
Get rid of them.
Yeah.
Then play the one in the corner,
Yeah.
the one off the red, and he can't fail.
He could have literally been anywhere from 2 inches to 4 feet further than he is now, and been on a ball.
Yeah, and in the black ball rules or the world rules, Scott would just push this over the pocket and he would still be favourite.
Yeah.
With the supreme rules, if you push this over this pocket, Craig's just going to put the red on it.
Yeah.
You know, and then Scott's probably going to put the yellow on the red. You know, and a little bit of chess going on.
Every time he looks like he's going to put his way back towards square, something happens.
Yeah, and I don't think he's got a lot of option but to put this yellow over the pocket. The problem is, Craig will just clip off the red and pot his yellow, and then Scott's in trouble. You know, so he's got to do something here. I'll tell you what, that's a good shot. That is a really good shot. Brilliant shot from Scott there.
Yeah.
He knew that if he covered the pocket he was in trouble, so that's good thinking. He's thinking straight. You know, there's been many a player who would have covered the pocket, let's say.
Yeah.
Craig's got a chance here. I don't know if he's seen it. Just saw it off the different camera angle. He can pop the red off the red into the corner. In turn, he can get on the red in the middle and screw into the red that's tied up. Well, that's no good. What is that he's played? He's left him straight in. And what you're going to see here is Scott put all his 3 yellows down the bottom of the table, and then he's got 2 opportunities to play one of the top 2 yellows off the red. I'd be getting rid of him down. Well, he's going up table.
Oh,
And he's played another poor shot. That's why you've got to get rid of the yellows down the bottom.
Yeah. He's literally fuming.
This could actually work out in his favour that he's landed there.
But he needs to calm down, because I just caught the look on his face. I mean, he's literally thunder.
Yeah, he's boiling over his scar.
Yeah.
He's not like him. He's normally really calm. Well, he's going up the table now. What is he doing?
He's done it again.
What is he doing? This isn't Scott whatsoever normally.
He's not thinking clearly.
There's no reason for him to leave the yellows down there. None.
No.
Because the black's at the top of the table.
Yeah. Why is he trying to go up there now?
He needs to... I think he needs to go to the toilet and just calm down a little bit. Because now he's got to play a really good shot. He can still get these, don't get me wrong, but...
Yeah. I mean, that's between the ears, isn't it? I mean, he's literally fuming, and that was a pot he should be making all day long, and he's just cued it terribly.
He's just not thinking straight. That's the problem.
No.
I mean, he's potting well, he's cueing well, but you can see there his body language, shaking his head a little bit. He knows that he's had the opportunities.
Looks ready to explode.
But he's still in the game. He's not out of the game, you know. You know, as much as they've both missed chances, that, you know, it's anybody's match still.
These are often the most exciting games, aren't they? The ones with the mistakes.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We love watching the break dishes. I mean, someone tells me the other day that, you know, the game's gone boring because the pockets are playing big and they're using new balls and the shark wrap makes it easier. But we still get these matches where there's just the pressure and the mistakes are there. It's still exciting.
Yeah, definitely. Craig's probably going to try and pop this red in the corner. I mean, normally, on any normal given table, this would be a tough shot. On here, I think this is 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And he's going to leave the angle to cut the red in the middle and break the red out.
Just playing at the right pace to let the ball accept, isn't it?
I just don't see how he can miss it.
Oh, unless he plays it at that pace.
Well, he's turned. You see it turn away from the pocket there?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of finger marks in that area as well, isn't there?
I'll tell you something. Scott could play a really clever shot here. He could play off the cushion into the yellow and pot the red. Well, he's not. Not a bad shot. Not a bad shot at all. The problem is, his yellow's tied up at the bottom of the table. And the longer that's there, the more it's going to be in Craig's favour. What does he do, Nick?
Well,
Doubling the red up and down? That's not good. That's not good whatsoever. Because now he's going to clip off that and pot the red.
Yeah. Yep. And leave absolutely no shot.
Or an even better shot, if he can play it, he's double the yellow up the table and pot his red in the same shot. Well, this is a good shot. This is a really good shot. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant shot.
Oh my goodness, that is... What a shot that is.
Brilliant, brilliant shot that is. In fact, if he's left that red, he's actually unfortunate. And he hasn't.
No,
That is a brilliant shot, that. Deserves everything from this game now. Never even saw that shot, Nick.
Awesome.
Shot of the match, that is, for me.
Yeah, that was great vision.
Good shot there by Craig. It was important he hit that ball. Because he would have given ball in hand. And obviously, Scott would have played the yellow off the red and it would have been frame over.
He's still looking to try to manipulate the ball so he can play that shot, isn't he? But
How does
it's
he
difficult
get the
from here,
cue
isn't
ball
it?
up there?
Yeah, you just can't.
He's got a chance, but it's so difficult. And the only chance I can see is if he plays rail first, cushion first.
Yeah.
Well, what's he doing? What's he doing here? He could be doing himself here. And I think he has. I think he's done himself here. I think Craig's going to double the red up and down, I think. Well, he's not. What's he playing? Well, he's going to pop the red and try and screw into it. The only danger with this is he could miss the red and go straight in off in the corner.
Yeah.
He's got to really hit 2 cushions when he pots this red and goes into them. Or can he pot the red and leave an angle on his last red to screw up the table? He's got a couple of options here. Just depends how he feels.
I think I like going at it now because you got that second bite of the cherry, don't you?
Oh, he's missed the ball.
He's missed it, and luckily for him.
Cardinal sin.
Yeah.
And he's been lucky. He's been really lucky there.
He's lucky he missed it in some ways because look what he's left here.
Yeah, if he makes a ball, he's
got nothing.
He's nothing.
And
Scott can't push the yellow over because it leaves him nothing. I mean, what do you do? I'll tell you what you do here, Nick. You play the yellow that is closest to, pass the 8 ball onto his red and pot the red.
Yeah, I was just thinking exactly
and
the
you
same
leave the
thing.
cue ball bang on the top cushion.
Yeah, I was just trying to see whether he had the line past the black, and he certainly does, and I think that's definitely the shot.
Well, this isn't the shot, because
seen
Craig's going to come off the side cushion, pot this yellow. Not convinced that's a shot. Not convinced.
Yeah, he's still got this problem down in the left.
Well, he's given Craig an opportunity to pot this red, spin the cue ball, 2 cushions, and go into it. Well, he's gone for the double, but the problem with the double was, even if he brings the balls open, Scott's in control. Clip off the yellow, pot the red.
So he's seen the shot now, but
Great shot as well.
It really is a great shot. He didn't see that shot a second ago, did he? And,
yeah, he could have played the shot before, but he's played a clever shot there. Very good shot. Well, Craig's just going to smash this. There's nothing much more he can do. And there you can see how much the table, the soft cushions have straightened the ball up there. Yeah. It's not slid. Well, this rack should be over, but we all know what's been happening. Surely leave an half ball angle and just stun the yellow out.
Yeah. Have to.
Well, I'm not sure what he's thinking.
Unless, I mean, is there an overhead?
Does the red does it not go past the red?
I was just thinking exactly that. I was just going to see if we had a different camera angle that could tell us, because that didn't really tell us.
That
surely goes.
That to me looks like it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just leave an half ball. Well, it obviously doesn't.
No, it can't.
Clever shot. Clever shot. But I'll tell you what, if he comes out of this and gets that yellow somewhere near, he's got half a chance. Sorry, that red somewhere near, he's got half a chance. Is there a case for hitting both the knuckles, what he's closest to, and hit the red? Leaves him no shot and opens the game up. Well, he's got to go for game now.
Yeah.
Got to. The yellow obviously didn't go on his last attempt,
no.
Which is why he played a good safety. He likes getting close to that 8 ball.
Doesn't he ever?
Yeah, that's the 3rd time that he's landed close to it. But I'll tell you something now, he's got to be very, very careful. And the reason being, the harder he hits his shot, the more chance that the yellow is going to double kiss the cue ball.
Yeah.
like that. Is he on it?
Do you know, I think that might just go off the knuckle.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
goes. It
it
goes
does.
just another quarter of an inch to the right, and he was all of a sudden in trouble. Good shot there from Scott. He's definitely feeling it. You can just see in his manner. But it's an exciting game for sure. Nice little screw back off the cushion there. Six all.
6 apiece.
Nice.
Very much in this. And we're just going to take a look back at that shot that you mentioned as the shot of the match. I mean, oh, not that one. We'll see if we can set it up. But, yeah.
Yeah, that was a fantastic shot what Scott played, and he got the cue ball as good as you could possibly get it. So it's 6 all. Anybody's game. You can see there Jamie Burnett just to the left of Scott, former professional snooker player, and I do believe he's one of the only people to make a 148 break in a professional snooker match.
Is he?
He is. Is it Craig to break? Or is it Scott? I think it's Craig.
It's Craig's break, yeah.
And this is utmost importance that he keeps that cue ball on the table. Let's have a look.
That King of the Hill game, 21 frames each between Ben Davis and Mark Farnsworth.
And look at this, isn't it amazing how the game changes when you make silly errors?
Yeah.
You know, 2 or 3 frames earlier, Craig was flying, everything going right. Makes a couple of errors, and now all the game's turned on him.
The pool gods.
Yeah, that's what I like to call them, the pool gods. Which ones do you like from here? Can he pot the yellow, come across and land on the yellow in the same pocket, which is touching the red? If he can, it's a chance. Well, he's put himself in trouble. For me, Scott's favourite now in this rack. He's got to screw this off the side cushion in behind the yellow and red, so he leaves Scott no shot. Clever shot.
Very nice.
Clever shot. Well, I think he might have left Scott the red into the corner. No easy shot. And even if he hasn't left the red into the corner, if Scott can get that cue ball back virtually touching the yellow, doesn't want it touching, because then it makes it easier for Craig Waddingham to play a telling safety. But if you can screw that cue ball back and get him tied up behind the yellow, ooh, what a shot, what a shot. And now we're going to see Scott play the red off the red, and he's going to try and develop the red that's tied up in the same shot. What he does need to do is make sure that he follows through with the cue ball, so he's on the red in the centre pocket. That is the worst case scenario. Oh, he's been unlucky there. I thought that was in. Well, I say he's been unlucky. What has he left? He's left Craig nothing. Absolute nothing. We could see Craig play the yellow off the red into the corner here. That's below the black. I'm not quite sure what else he can do. It's not that tough a shot. Just needs to aim the yellow, basically, into the left-hand side of the red. Well, I'm not sure about this. He's just giving Scott an opportunity if he doesn't get him in a snooker. Yeah, I'm not convinced with that shot. Not convinced whatsoever. He's basically saying to Scott, go for the clearance, and if you miss, I'll clear up. But brilliant shot by Scott there. Brilliant shot. Stayed still on the shot. He's actually been a touch unfortunate. Could have done with that cue ball being a little bit more away from the cushion. Could have done with being straight as well. If he was straight on the red, then this would be very easy. But I'm just wondering if he can nip this back, if he can just grip it enough into the side pocket and grip the cue ball back about an inch. Then it would be much easier to clear up from here. He's looking to leave the gap. The other option would be to play cushion first, so the cue ball comes away and he'll be on straight on the red in the corner. Yeah, he could have. I'm pretty sure he could have nipped that back an inch if he'd have dug into the cue ball. Well, it's all about this red. If he can drop this red in dead weight, it's automatic position for the next red to get on his red that's tied up at the bottom of the table. And he knows this is probably the most important shot of the match. He's okay. Needs to be careful though. Really needed to be half ball on this red so he could punch the cue ball off the cushion and be on the red next. He may need to just drop this in and leave the cue ball bang on the cushion just to leave himself a shot and then play the 8 ball in the centre pocket. The other option, of course, is to stun off the bottom cushion, but I can't see him doing that. Oh, he was up quick then. Did you see how quick he was up there? And he knew it straight away.
Yeah.
I think he's on it, you know. I think he's on it, but it was very, very quick on the cue there. A little bit of pressure. It gets to us all, and it's certainly showing in Scott. Well, he can top this with a touch of left, or he can screw it. This would be the better option. Yeah, good shot there from
Lovely.
Scott.
Very nice.
He was playing to the crowd there.
So they say all the best players come good when the pressure's on, and the pressure's on. And having been behind the whole match, he now takes the lead, and he's on the hill at 7 frames to 6. Neil Raybone's through against Odie Bell. In fact, this is the last match remaining. So Craig Marsh, Neil Raybone, Ches Graham, Darren McVicker, Adam Davis, Clint Jansen and Gareth Hibbett all through to the last 16. One match still to be decided, and that's this game.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what the winner has to say after this match, Nick.
Really, yeah.
You know, I think they both know they've not played to the top of their ability.
I mean, the good thing for them,
the best of their ability,
yeah.
But, you know, it happens. You can't play great all the time.
the good thing for both of them is whoever wins, they can just go and get a good night's sleep and reset for tomorrow and just put all of this out of their mind, because it doesn't matter. They're in the last 16, so...
Yeah, a win's a win. Sometimes you win playing ugly, and sometimes you win playing great. Sometimes you lose playing great.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's a funny old game, is 8-ball pool.
One frame required, and it's going to be Scott Gillespie to break. He will just be looking for a big break and a chance.
He'll want to recreate the break where the cue ball went straight up the middle of the table.
Craig can just sit and watch and hope.
That's the one.
That's the one.
He deserves to pop one from that break.
Try again.
That is unlucky. That is so unlucky. Is it that great?
And this game is such fine margins that realistically could be the last visit he has.
And which ones do you go for? I think yellow's at first glance. Is he going to play the one queuing over? First shot. That's the shot for me. Pot the yellow in the middle, run through 3 or 4 inches. Pot the other yellow in the right centre and stun into the yellow that's just above the red as we're looking. Not for me. I wouldn't have gone this way. But
so he's looking at moving it from the ball that's just
yeah,
adjacent
there's
to
nothing wrong with the shot he's played. It just wouldn't have been my preference.
Yeah.
Because now if he forces this and misses the yellow, he's in trouble. I might just play on this. He's played a good shot there. Played a very good shot there as Craig, but what's he on? What is he on? The plant in the middle?
Well, he's on the one he's just knocked out, isn't he? He could pop that.
He is, but then he's coming back to roughly where he is.
Yeah, yeah.
So
which isn't great.
No gimme.
No.
That's for sure. And he's queuing over the red, I believe.
Yeah, this is tricky.
Needs to be careful here.
Oh.
Wow, how was that ball just gone in there? You see, where he is there now, Nick, that would have been where I would have left the cue ball after he potted the two previously.
Yeah, yeah.
Then you stun into the yellow or the red,
Yeah.
where it was tied up.
Yeah.
And you're guaranteed. You're absolutely guaranteed. I mean, he's played a good shot there, but...
He needs a plan for the black as well, doesn't he? If he lands right behind it, it will drop in the middle, won't he?
Yeah,
But it needs to be...
he's going to want to play that last ball.
Yeah, the one down the rail will be his last one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Needs to really get on the yellow, sorry, that's over the middle.
The red...
Perfect.
The red that's just above that left side pocket is not going to help, as it's too high. So he can't play the black off of it.
He can play it off it, but he's got to hit it very hard, so the black kind of jumps back a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Craig still needs to be a little bit careful. You know, we've said that the cushions are soft. Any kind of soft hit here off the cushion, it could die. Oh, he's played that well. And he's going to have a toughie down the rail.
Yeah, he can't get close to it. The red's in the way, isn't it? So he's going to have to just screw back and take his medicine to somewhere where he is now.
And we know that the yellow pulled away last time he played one of these shots down this rail.
Yeah.
The black's guaranteed, but is the yellow?
Well, the thing is, he needs to play this pretty much dead weight, doesn't he? He can't play it with pace, because he's going to make the black really tough.
Yeah, you've got to play this full-blooded with a lot of drag on the cue ball, hit the bottom of the cue ball. Great shot.
Lovely.
Gave it every chance, played it a nice weight. And we said earlier, it could be going to a decider, and it is.
Ooh, 7 frames each. Well, I did say, would that be Scott's last shot in the match? That dry break? It could well be. Or is there a twist in the tail? The story would unfold after the referee racks the balls. So we're almost ready to go. It will be Craig Waddingham who breaks the deciding frame. What a break this is. The importance is the chance of a place in the last 16 or a bus journey home.
This is what it's all come down to.
Not entirely dissimilar to your break, this, is it? Just from the other side. Just a few inches just to the left. And does he make a ball?
I thought he was going to scratch there.
Well,
oh my word.
He has made a yellow and a red. And
well, I'm not quite sure how he can go wrong.
Yeah.
Obviously we know there's a little bit of pressure here, but
yeah, it's hard to see a mistake here on yellows, isn't it?
the yellow that's to the left of the cue ball could kind of cause a little bit of trouble.
Just asking for a rest.
And the rest won't bother. Craig is a very good snooker player. What he does need to do is try and get on these two yellows at the bottom end of the table. Because the yellow that's at the top end of the table, to the left near the reds, he could leave that till last and then play the cue ball, 2 cushions, and be dead straight on the black in the left-hand corner. He needs to pot this, land roughly on the line, the bulk line, play the yellow in the same pocket as he's going to pot this, and screw down the table. Or come twice across, because both the yellows go in the right-hand corner pocket. Perfect. Absolutely perfect.
I mean, you mentioned there's a bit of pressure on this clearance, but there's very, very little that can go wrong here.
It could land behind the red.
Yeah.
But even so, if he lands behind the red, he's still on the yellow in the top left-hand corner to get on his bad 2 yellows. Again, giving himself a lot of options here. Scott's only hope is he sticks next to this red ball.
Oh, but as you say, he's still on the
Maybe
right
I've got
top.
a full-time job, Nick.
I think so. You've called that.
You've got to play above the red.
Yeah.
You cannot play to go near the red.
The problem now is it's not that. I mean, he can come 2 cushions, can't he? But it's not a gimme to find the.
Well, he could be going behind the red again. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Now, if he plays this with a lot of top, the cue ball will top on itself and go nowhere near these yellows.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to hit this hard. And I tell you what, he's played that really well. That is as good as he could have played.
Yeah, great shot. Great shot.
See, if he'd have left that yellow to last, that would automatic position for the black into the left-hand corner. But he should get out from here now. He's under it this one a little bit. He's okay.
Bit of nerves in the back arm now.
Yeah, it's to be expected though. Both players will be a little bit nervous. Well, I would never have played that shot.
No, I know.
That could have gone wrong, but it hasn't.
It's worked out perfectly. Fantastic. That was a great game. It's fond farewell to Gillespie, to Scott Gillespie, and him and Jamie will be making their way home, and it's Craig Waddingham that makes his way through to the last 16, and he'll join Chris in the draw tomorrow. Thanks very much, Chris, for
Cheers,
your
Nick.
time on commentary. Really appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Enjoyed it. Thank you.
Best of luck with the rest of the event.
Cheers, pal.
So, joined by Craig and Chris. I mean, Craig, I'm an emotional wreck after that. Just talk us through how you feel, firstly.
Well, he wasn't the best of standards, to be honest. Scott's a bit unlucky with his breaks at the end. Started off bad, 2-0 down, and got going in the middle, towards the middle of the game, but Scott's break dried up at the end, so luckily just get over the line, to be honest.
You just couldn't seem to break free of him, could you? The mistakes kept happening and he just kept coming back at you.
He's that kind of player, though. He don't give up. Do you know what I mean? You never feel like you're away with the game.
Yeah.
He'll keep battling till that last black's down.
Yeah.
Believe me.
Yeah. I mean, when you know, it's a nip and tuck game. There's a lot on the line. It's to play in the last 16. So were you feeling the pressure in the last frame?
No, you just want a chance. You just want to go, and if you get a go and you fluff it, you don't deserve to win.
Yeah.
But, in my opinion, but just happy to get a go and happy to take him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just speaking to Nick earlier when we was commentating, and obviously in the last rack, the only way I could see you going wrong was to land behind the red, which I've mentioned on commentary. And it's amazing how many times you know you don't want to go anywhere near that ball, but you end up doing. But I also said that with you leaving the yellow over the pocket, which I thought you wanted to get on that one last for the black, I thought it's a great opportunity to then get on the 2 yellows, and you played a really, really good positional shot.
Yeah,
to
I
get
couldn't have
on the 2
been any
yellows.
better, to be honest. I'm a bit unlucky to go, like I said, behind the red. I thought any kiss on that red, I'm on the 2 yellows. But I'm lucky to leave yourself a nice angle. Just had to trust the angles, hit it properly, and landed good.
Yeah, I thought you broke really well. Scott had a few breaks where his cue ball went straight in the side pocket. It got kicked in off once. You had a couple ones where your cue ball got kicked in off. But all in all, I think you made less errors than Scott.
I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like it, but you know, you've just got to keep going. You know yourself. You've got to keep battling, and if you get the chances, you've got to try and take them. And if you don't, then you're going home.
Yeah, of course. The first rack, obviously, you both had 2 chances each.
Do you know what? I felt like it wasn't even my cue first frame. I thought, just that long red, wasn't it? It was a long red, bottom left corner, red or yellow, but I didn't even feel like it was my cue first frame.
Yeah, the first frame, you obviously both players a little bit nervous, a lot of respect for each other, and you had a few opportunities each, and obviously you took the lead, which then obviously calmed you down a little bit, and Scott got a little bit angry in the game, obviously, frustration more than anything, because he knows against yourself you need to take your chances, and vice versa with Scott, him being a great player. But all in all, I felt like you deserved to win the game.
Oh, thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
I mean, now you're in the last 16. I mean, sometimes it's not pretty, and you know, in some ways you won that one quite ugly, but you just go reset now, I guess, do you?
We'll go again. Yeah, we'll go again in the morning, see who we get, and take it from there.
Yeah, good night's sleep and back for the final 16. So both of you in the draw.
Yeah, we'll probably draw each other. It's been a while.
Yeah.
That would be a great draw. So there we go. That's Chris and Craig. Best of luck to you both. We're back with the action live from 11 o'clock. We've got the draw prior to that, so that'll be on air from about 10:30. We'll see you in the morning. Set your alarm clocks.